are going to continue cooking. Last week I was so impressed with what you turned in. Many of you took my recipes and added your own flair to it, and that's what's so great about being in the kitchen. In fact, this e-learning science approach, I want you to be involved in science more than sitting in front of a computer. I want you to have your hands in something. And the best idea that I can come up with is the kitchen, because so many amazing things can happen in the kitchen with simple ingredients you have in your refrigerator and in your pantry. So we are going to continue the discussion about pancakes. We started talking about pancakes in the beginning of the unit, and we discussed how there are ingredients that make them fluffy, sometimes a little more dense, and we also discussed the idea of what a crepe is. And that was a lovely conversation about what makes a crepe and a pancake a pancake. Well, we're going to find out this week. What will you need for this recipe? 1 cup flour, 2 eggs, 1.5 cups of milk, a teaspoon of oil, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to start by cracking my eggs. I didn't do my one-handed trick, guys. Flour and milk. And then I'm going to put in my oil, just a small amount there. And then I'm going to whisk that together. Once you've stirred it for a little while, then add your salt. Stir it a little more. Do you see all those bubbles in there? I will tell you that that is not a good thing for when you want to make crepes. So once you have your batter, you could let it sit on the counter for a little while, or you could put it in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes and come back to it, and those bubbles will be gone, and it'll make a much better batter. A much better batter. I have a lightly buttered griddle on medium heat. And the trick with this is to make sure that you are keeping this attended at all times. You never want to walk away when you're making crepes, because believe me, they may not work. So I have my butter melting, which is a physical change. And then I'm going to take my batter. I'm going to remove it from the heat over here. I'm just going to put it over there for a second. That's been my little trick. And my batter has been sitting in the fridge for about 30 minutes. So I'm going to put 1 crepe. And then I'm going to go right back to my heat. Now I'm choosing to not have it completely cover the pan. I'm going to make a smaller crepe. Some people use a skillet, a cast iron skillet, but I'm going to let it sit, and you can tilt it a little bit so it spreads out just a little bit. You want to make it as flat as possible. So I'm going to kind of just tilt it a little bit, and you're only going to be doing one side. Now this is not a perfect circle, it's a blob crepe, okay? However, as you can see, the consistency is much different than a pancake. I don't see those bubbles like I typically would. And you only want to brown one side. Oh, I failed to mention, I have the coolest flipper ever. Yes, so get out your Darth Vader flipper and just kind of peek underneath. And it's brown and it's lovely, get right under there. And next to me, I already have my next station ready. It's a plate with paper towel on it. And there I go. And there I go. I have about 2 tablespoons for the next crepe. Remember, you want to lift it, maybe tilt it so it's the shape you want, maybe a little bit more circular. Try not to make it a blob. I want you to think about the changes as we're sitting here. It's a physical change when I was mixing it, and now as it's sitting here, it's definitely changing into a solid. I'll use my knife so I don't put my finger on the griddle. It's definitely harder. It's not a liquid anymore. And so I can see this little bubbles over here. So, look at this. This is already a complete solid. I know it has changed. This is a chemical change right here. I can't take the eggs out. I can't take the salt out. It is irreversible, but it's delicious. Okay, got my amazing flipper. Peek under it. Ooh, it's nice and brown. And flip it. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. Now that's a beautiful crepe. All right. I have 3 crepes, so I think that's enough for my dish today. I'm going to turn off my burner, and I'm going to show you what you can do with your fillings. Okay, so now that you have your crepes, it's time to fill them. And there are so many things you can do with them. You can use a spread. I have a lingonberry spread from IKEA. You can saute apples and cinnamon and put an apple cinnamon filling, banana filling, something as simple as applesauce, or just plain butter and syrup. So there's lots of things you can do. That's left over, hold on to it, put it into a container, into the refrigerator, and you can try it the next day and have a different filling. So, hope you enjoyed our crepes today.